Today I am gonna tell you that how Newton's second law of motion is working inside a fluid mechanics. Fluids have three types of motion: turbulent, laminar, and both. These lines are termed as streamlines. Whole combine and create a velocity field. There are three directions of a space: x, y, and z. How can you define field without time? Okay, let's add time to it. Maybe you thought it might be a football field. If there is a point, the field is called as scalar, and if there are a vector, the field is called as vector. Any specific orientation of vector which resembles a particular formula is termed as field or velocity field in this case. Remember that existence of a streamline is just shape of the fluid which it takes when some force or drag is passed by it. We take the tiny differential element of the streamline. One component is normal to this point and another component is tangent to this point. The tangent one is called as s coordinate and or normal one is called as n coordinate. Now from basic calculus, the sum of all forces act on air is minus del p minus rho g, and according to Newton's second law, these all forces acting on the fluid is just the sum of the forces is equal to ma, mass times the acceleration. So the net force acting on the fluid is equal to rho a, where rho is termed as a mass and a is the acceleration, and the whole component, this giggle is just a net force. Now this is the fluid form of second law of motion. When you solve this equation along s side means tangent to the streamline, solution of this differential equation is very familiar to you. What is half rho v square plus the pressure plus the rho gz, which is equal to constant. Did you know this? Yup. My lord, this is de Bernoulli's equation, where rho is the density, v is the velocity, z is the height inside a fluid. This half rho v square is just a dynamic pressure. The pressure due to the change in the velocity of the fluid. Ball is going down because it is some weight. I will cancel out weight of this ball by the air around it. Look at that, this is floating. Now the streamlines are passing around this ball, but this pressure exerted by this air around this ball called as dynamic pressure. And the second term is P. P is just a static pressure, and the third one is elevation pressure, function of height. Rho g z, rho g, and now you have one thing in your mind, that how this blower. I should say that the most prominent result of the Bernoulli's equation, that as the flow or velocity of the fluid near a certain thing increases, sudden reduction in the pressure causes. As the velocity increases, pressure of this area is decreases. The reduction in this area of the pressure causes the air beneath the resistor to push this paper up. Look at that. The paper is flowing. So on the normal component of this streamline, we get another form of equation which is very different. I think we can explain tornado also. The whole term, the net pressure is equal to rho times a, but if we take the tangential acceleration as a normal acceleration, this whole stuff remains constant, the net force go is equal to rho, the same thing, and the an, which is normal acceleration. And guess what is normal acceleration? A normal acceleration is equal to v square over r, where r is the radius of curvature, the tornado causing, and v is the velocity is the square. This is called as centripetal acceleration. As p acts tangent to the streamline, increases the centripetal acceleration and generate a reduction in the pressure, causes the fluid to act radially inward. You see a swirling effect or the rotatory effect. I have no hairs. यार अच्छी लगी तो लाइक मार दो, अगर नहीं अच्छी लगी तो कमेंट में बता दो कि क्या कमी थी और क्या कर सकते हैं। अगर आपको डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन का सोल्यूशन चाहिए कि नॉर्मल कंपोनेंट और इसका टेंजेंशियल कंपोनेंट सॉल्व होता है, तो हमारे इंस्टा पे जरूर जाइए, वहां पर मैंने इसकी पूरी एक IGTV वीडियो अपलोड की हुई है। शेयरिंग इज केयरिंग।